Okay, so again, it means that the two figures are proportional. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
No? All good? Okay. So what did we do? Just to summarize, what did we do? We compared corresponding sides, okay? Set up ratios with corresponding sides, 12 and 8. Here is 12 and 8. And then 9 and 6. 9 and 6, here it is, okay? And then we simplified and we determined that they are the same, okay? They are equivalent ratios. That's why those two figures are proportional. Okay, so if we have no questions, I'm going to move on, okay? Move on. So now, this is the next problem. Go ahead and sketch those triangles. I'll give you a minute to sketch, and then we will work with it, okay? While you sketch, I'm going to remind you that we need to compare corresponding sides, okay? Corresponding sides. That means, well, I'll give you a minute to sketch. We have two triangles, triangle A, triangle B. Okay, that means we're going to compare, I'm going to use different colors, okay? We're going to compare the bases, so the base here, those are corresponding sides, okay? Then we have the height here, well, imagine it is a straight line. The height here, those are corresponding sides too, okay? And then we have, how do you call this side? This is a right triangle. How do you call this side? This side is called hypotenuse. Hypotenuse, but it's okay. You don't have to know that yet, okay? So we're gonna compare those sides, the corresponding sides. So let's see. If we begin with, for example, the height, we have in one of them, the height is 6, in the other one, the height is 12. So that's why I set up this ratio here, 6 to 12. If I compare the hypotenuse, for example, in this case, the hypotenuse is 10. In this case, the hypotenuse is 20. That's why we have another ratio there, 10 to 20. And then in this case, the base of this triangle is 8. The base of this other triangle is 16. So we have 8 to 16, another ratio there. So how can we determine if those ratios are equivalent? Because
Reduce them.
we could, yes, we could reduce them or simplify, okay? We could simplify, and when you simplify all of them, you end up with 1/2, which means they are proportional, okay? Those two triangles are proportional. Okay, any questions about this?
No, sir.
No? Okay.
No.
So while we finish writing down, I'm going to tell you that today's title is Similar Figures, okay? And so far, we've been talking only about proportionality, but we need another condition, okay? So proportionality, that the figures are proportional, that the sides are proportional, is one of the conditions. The other condition is that the angles are the same, okay? And we're going to write it down in a minute. We're going to write it down in a minute. Oh, by the way, did you notice something different in the way I set up the ratios in this problem to the problem before? Check your notes. See if there's something different between the way I set up the ratios here for the triangles and the way I set up the ratios for the rectangles. Nothing?
I'm gonna guess.
Oh, go ahead and guess.
Is it the way you started with the left one went to the right and then the first one went right to left?
Yeah, that's well, the first one I went left to right, and this one I went right to left. Okay, so yes, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so in the previous problem, I set it up like A to B, and in this problem, I set it up like B to A. So is one of them wrong? Did I do it wrong?
No.
No. All we need to remember is this. You have to be consistent. Okay? So if you're setting up A to B, you always have to set it up that way. Or if you set it up B to A, which is what I did in this problem, it has to be like that all the time. Okay? You cannot be changing. So if you set it up one way, you keep it that way. All right. Good guess, by the way. Good guess. Okay, so let's move on. I'm guessing you already wrote it down. Yeah, I'll give you enough time. So let's go ahead and move on. Oh. Okay, there you go. So now, hold up, give me a minute. Let me come here. Let's go to the next level. This is the next level, similar figures, we know this. I need you to write this down, what I told you a few seconds ago, okay? Write this down. Things to remember when figures are similar. 1, only the angles are congruent. 2, side lengths are proportional. Oh, by the way, it says only the angles are congruent. What does congruent mean? Do you know what it means? Yes? No? Maybe?
No, I thought I knew. I knew the definition, but I forgot.
Okay, but what do you think it is? It doesn't matter if you get it wrong. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
You don't know. Oh, okay. Okay. So, who wants to guess? Another guess. Come on.
I think it means like when the two sides you could like break them, simplify them down into like halves.
Okay, but we're talking about angles. It says only the angles are congruent. It's not talking about sides. So
I'm gonna take a guess.
Go ahead.
Important?
Is it what?
Important.
Yes, it is important to know this. Yeah, it is very important. So okay, what it means is that they are equal. Okay, so only the angles are equal, or only the angles are the same. Okay, so again, only the angles are equal, or only the angles are the same. Good. So let's see. The other condition is the side lengths are proportional, which we've been working on. So we need both things, okay? Not only one, we need both. So if, for example, the angles are the same, but the side lengths are not proportional, it will not work. They will not be similar, okay? Or the other way around. If the angles are not the same and the side lengths are proportional, it won't work either, okay? So let me show you an example. For example, here, we have these two figures, okay? The first figure is a rectangle, and the second figure is a square, okay? So as you can see, the angles are the same, okay? The corresponding angle, let me show you. Just like we have corresponding sides, we have corresponding angles, okay? Angles that are in the same position, in the same place for both figures, okay? So this angle and this angle are corresponding, and they are congruent, they are the same. These two angles are corresponding, and they are congruent, they are the same here and here. So we're good with the first condition. The angles are congruent, okay? Good. Now, the thing is, are the sides proportional? Let's say this is 4 and this is 2, and this is 2 and this is 2. Are they proportional?
Yes.
No, not really. Let me show you why, okay? Because if you compare corresponding sides, you would have to set up your ratios, right? So you would have to set up 2 and 2. That's your first ratio, 2 and 2. And the other ratio is 4 and 2. 4 and 2. Okay, if you simplify, you're going to get 1 and you're going to get 2. Did you get the same thing? No. So that's why they are not similar. They are not proportional, so they are not similar. Okay? So we need both things. Again, we need both things. When I say both things, I'm talking about the angles to be congruent and the sides to be proportional. Okay? Okay, and here, this is another example, okay? Let's say this is 2, 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 this is 2. Okay, are those figures similar?
Yeah.
No, they're not, because the angles are not the same, okay? Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this angle, okay? So we need both conditions. 1, the angles need to be the same. 2, the sides need to be proportional. So the sides are proportional right here, okay? But the angles are not the same. Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
all right. Good. So let's go ahead and continue here. I was here. Okay, let me go to problem that here it is. This is the one that I want to solve. Okay, let's solve that one. Make it a little bigger. Go ahead and sketch those. What we are supposed to do here is determine if those two figures are similar, okay? And remember, the way to determine if two figures are similar is by checking those two conditions. The first condition is the angles, and the second condition is the sides, okay? So the angles need to be congruent, the sides need to be proportional. I'll give you a minute to go ahead and sketch those. Some water. Okay. 12 to 6. So let's see. First, let's talk about the angles. Okay, we compare corresponding angles. this angle, and this angle. Are they the same?
Yes.
Yes, they are the same. Okay. This angle and this angle. Are they the same?
Yes.
This angle and this angle. The same.
Yes.
And this angle. Are they the same? Yes, they are.
Yes.
So the angles are the same. Okay, that's good. So the first condition, yeah, we have it there. Angles are congruent. Now let's check the second condition, the proportionality. Okay, so we're gonna compare corresponding sides. Corresponding sides. Okay, so we have this top side and this top side. Okay, we're gonna compare those two first. 4, 2 has to be equal to, we're going to compare the right side. 12 to 6. 12 to 6. Good. How do we check if they are proportional? And there are at least 2 ways. At least. You know what? At least 3 ways. So let's do at least 2 forms, 2 different ways. So how would you check if they are proportional?
Well, if you times 4 and 2 by 3, 2 times 3 is 6, and 4 times 3 is 12.
Okay, so what you're saying is you are trying to see if you can make them the same, right?
Yes.
And basically you found a factor that makes them the same. Okay, so
I know one.
okay, that's one way. Okay.
Well, she might already said it, but butterfly method. 4 times 6 is 24, and then 2 times 12 is 24.
And that's actually not what she said, but that is another way. Okay, so very good. So
It's similar to what I said,
yeah,
but also kind of different.
yes, I'm rushing a little bit because you all are so smart, but this is what she did. Oh, let me make it less ugly. Okay, times 3.
I have to go.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. So that was the first way, 12 to 4. Oh, I'm sorry, 12 to 6. I'm sorry, my bad. 12 to 6. That means they are proportional, okay? And if they are proportional, then they are similar because we had already discussed the angles. So this is one way, okay? Another way, and I want to write it down because I like that way, is what you all call butterfly method, which is actually cross multiplying, okay? So you're going to cross multiply. There you go. And if you get the same product, then they are proportional, okay? So 6 times 4 is 24, and then 2 times 12 is 24, okay? So there you go. You got the same product, they are proportional. So because the angles are the same and the side lengths are proportional, then we say that these figures are similar. Write this down. They are similar. Okay. All right. Any questions about this? Yes? No?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, I'll give you a minute to finish writing that down just in case. Okay, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to the next problem. Okay. Go ahead and sketch those, and then we will determine if they are similar or not. By the way, there was another, at least one more way to solve that proportion in the previous problem. It was simplifying, okay? Putting the ratios in the simplest form. That would also give you the answer. I just wanted to mention it. Okay, so let's see. Well, I'm guessing you're not done yet, so I'll give you a few more seconds. This is interesting. So in this problem, remember that we have to check both conditions, right? The first condition was what?
To like check the angles.
Yeah, check the angles. So let's check the angles, because this is interesting. This is interesting. Like, look, there's something interesting here, okay? The big figure is kind of like this, and then the small figure is like this, okay? Do you see what I mean? The big figure is like this, and then the small figure is like laying down. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so that means that this side and this side are corresponding. Okay? Okay? All right. Now, I know I was talking about angles, but I wanted to compare the angles on that side. So, is this angle congruent with this angle? I think it is not. The angle here seems to be like more, like bigger, like greater, you know, more than this one. It seems to be. So because we're not sure, let's compare other two angles. Or I mean, two other angles. So are these angles the same? Again, to me, it looks like they are not the same. Are these two angles the same? Again, to me, it looks like they are not the same. These two are definitely not the same, okay? So if the angles are not congruent, what can we say about the figures? Are they similar?
No.
No.
They are not similar. So we don't really need to do the math, okay? Just because the angles are not congruent, the figures are not similar. So this is what we write down. The angles are, let me fix that. The angles are, okay, I know my handwriting is horrible, but are different. Therefore, the figures are not similar, okay? So the figures are not similar. That's all we do. And notice how this is a regular pentagon. The big one is a regular pentagon. All the angles and all the sides are the same. Well, not according to the numbers they're giving us, but it looks like a regular pentagon. And then this is not regular, okay? And the figures need to be like the same shape. And they have a difference in shape. Okay. Any questions about that?
No, sir.
No? Okay.
No, sir.
Good, good, good. So let's see. Let's move on to the next problem. I'm guessing you already wrote it down. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Did you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good, good, good. So let's move on. Okay. Next problem is this. Okay, this problem. We have to verify if those two figures are similar. And while you sketch it, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that the angles here are the same. Okay, they are the same angles, so we're good there. So the first condition is already checked. Okay, the angles are congruent. Now we have to make sure that the side lengths are proportional. Okay. And how do we do that? I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute to sketch it. I'll give you a minute. Okay. So 3, 5, 1, 2. So we have, how do we determine if they are proportional? We have to compare what?
The angles.
We have, okay, if we want to determine if they are similar, we have to compare the angles. We already did. I already told you that the angles are congruent. The angles are the same. What else do we have to do? We
The
have to-
like lines on them. See?
Okay, we have, what do we do with this?
You put them into fractions.
We set up ratios with them. Okay, we set up ratios with the corresponding sides. So this side and this side are corresponding. Okay, we set up the ratio 5:2, and then this side and this side are corresponding. We set up the ratio 3:1. Okay. Okay. So now what?
Cross multiply.
We could cross multiply. Yeah. We could cross multiply. Okay. And if we get the same results, then they are proportional. Okay. So 2 times 3 is
6.
6, and 5 times 1 is
Half.
5. They are different. So they are not proportional, which means they are not similar. Okay? So because we got a different answer here, we're going to say therefore, these figures are not similar. And that's going to be your answer. Any questions about that?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to finish writing that down, which is not much, okay? And then we're gonna move on to the next level. Done? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, let's move on to the next level, okay, which is here. No, not this, this. Okay, so look at this. It says each pair of figures is similar. They are already telling us that the figures are similar. If they are similar, it means two things. First, the angles are
The same.
yeah,
They're equal.
equal, the same, congruent, okay? And second, the side lengths are proportional, okay? So what they want us to do is figure out the value of x in this case, okay? So I'll give you a minute to sketch those and try to come up with something to figure out the value of x.
I think I got it.
You think you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, how did you solve it?
What?
How did you find your answer?
I did cross multiply. Well, I multiplied the 20 and 3, and I got 60, and then I did 60 divided by 12 and got 5 for my x.
Okay, and
I got 60.
okay, got it. And why did you choose to multiply 20 and 3?
Uh,
Did you set up a proportion or something?
yeah, I
Okay.
did.
Okay, and what was your proportion?
12 over 3,
Okay,
and
okay,
then
okay.
20
Stop
over
there.
x.
Yeah, look, very good. What you did was you set up ratios with the corresponding sides. These two sides are corresponding, okay? So you set up your ratio, 12 to 3. That's one side of the proportion. And then 20 to x. 20 to x. Does it make sense? Everybody?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what?
3
Now
times 20.
what she did was, yes, multiply these two, you get 60, and then you divide that by the other number, okay, in the proportion, which is 12. And that's 5. So x equals 5. That's your answer. Okay? Any questions?
No, sir.
No? Okay. So basically, to solve these kind of problems, what we got to do is set up our proportion just like we do, okay? Comparing corresponding sides, and then we're going to have one of those numbers missing, okay? We have to find the value of that number in the proportion, which we've done a lot already. I mean, solving proportions, yeah, we've done a lot of that. Okay. Now, there's something I want to show you, though. I'll do it here. Look, because this was the proportion, right? This was the proportion. Another way to solve this proportion would be, how do you go from 12 to 3? You divide by 4. Okay, can you see that? Divide by 4 there. I'll put it.
Yeah, we can see it.
You divide by 4.
Now we can't.
Okay, so to go from 20 to your answer, you're going to have to divide by 4. Okay, and 20 divided by 4 equals 5. You're going to get the same answer. I just wanted to show you that other method. Okay. All right. So I guess you already wrote it down. So I'm going to, I'll give you a few seconds just in case, but there's not much to write down, really. Okay. Yeah, should be good. Should be good. Now sketch these two triangles and try to find the value of x. Okay, there you go. All right, and I'm gonna let you do that by yourself, okay? Tomorrow when you join my meeting, we can start with the answer to that question. But I want you to try it by yourself, okay? So that's gonna be it for today.
When we got the answer, do we leave?